I am a co-founder of Leaping AI. We are doing self-improving voice AI agents for various industries, including real estate, home remodeling, retail, and others.
And so what is your goal with Leaping AI? What's the mission?
The mission is to make every company have a stellar customer support. Currently, we see that very few companies from the startups even offer phone support because they don't want to hire people. And for the companies that traditionally offered phone support, let's say airlines and banks, sometimes you have to wait up to 20 minutes, which is painful for the customer, it's painful for the business. So we want to help both sides of the equation. We have a very lean team. So it's me and my co-founder. He's doing mostly sales, while I work on product and engineering. And apart from that, we have just 2 engineers. And with this team size, we've been able to come this far along. So we don't have a separate QA person. Every time we do a release, we manually test everything. And I personally do the QA. So it's been quite painful historically, because then any kind of bug has a potential to be discovered a bit too late when it's time to do the production release. So it's been a pain for us, because we just didn't want to hire separate QA people.
And so if you recall the bugs you encountered in production, so what was the worst one you ever stumbled over in that situation?
The worst, yes, the worst one, and this is actually the interview question I ask people when they apply to join the engineering, is once we would wake up and we would see that a lot of calls would be marked as failed, but they weren't actually failed. So if you listen to the recording, everything was fine. And it would happen from time to time. It wasn't reproducible. You couldn't reproduce it on a local machine. And it took us, a lot of mental health to figure it out, because there was a race condition and a bug in consumption rate of a bus. So it would get overfilled, and it would only happen on certain replicas in production when the load is too high. And solving that felt really nice. And now I ask it everybody who tries to join us. People are free to use whatever AI tools they like. I know that some people are using Claude Code, some people are using Cursor. I personally use Cursor just because, I used VS Code before that. I'm not a huge vibe coder. Sometimes I ask it to change simple things, but in my experience, it wasn't really successful in doing big work on the voice server, maybe because the code base grew way too complicated over time.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty consistent picture across the industry.
So, as I mentioned, we are extremely lean team. We don't have many people, and we didn't want to hire somebody just to do the testing or write tests. And also writing comprehensive tests ourselves felt like a huge time sink, also because we're trying to move as fast as possible. So there was a big lag in testing. I would say there were very little tests, and they were invalidated very frequently because the code base changed so much. And they were very hard to maintain. And we thought some kind of solution that would basically write the tests for us and maintain for us would save us. And that's what we were looking for. So we finally started to have good and up-to-date tests for our web platform, which was a huge unlock, because right now, whenever we create a PR, we see around 50 tests, 100 tests being run and also created for this new feature. I think maintenance became much more manageable because Octomind tries to update the test itself if some part of code changes. We still have to validate the tests sometimes, which is some amount of effort, but it's definitely much easier than it was before. And it gives you a peace of mind when you see that all this huge number of tests have been passed for the PR makes me much more confident to push new things for the release, and therefore makes the iteration cycle faster. In general, we are very happy with the product.
That sounds good. I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, it's like having a shadow QA worker that creates tests on all the code you write. It's wonderful. Tests were always an afterthought when you're creating a feature before, and now it's okay if it's an afterthought because Octomind handles that for you.
Thank you. Happy to hear that. So are there any features or improvements you're excited about or hoping to see from Octomind soon?
So I think there would be a lot of synergies of also if Octomind also branched into some kind of a review product. For example, Octomind already creates new tests on the PR. And then if something doesn't work, what would be great, in my opinion, if Octomind could comment on the PR with, let's say, screenshots of a flow that uses a new feature that breaks things, so that the contributor who created the PR can already start working and adjusting the code to also account for that.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah, so we'll take that on the list. Thanks again for the great conversation and sharing your insights. It's been a pleasure having you, and we are excited to see what's next for you with Octomind.
Wonderful. Thank you.